Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, New Me by Hannah. It's great to have you back with me. So today I wanted to discuss quite a huge topic, that is weight loss. I haven't been happy with my weight for many years and I thought it would be a great opportunity to tell you all what I did, how I got rid of the weight and what I'm doing from now on. So weight loss has always been a big issue for me. My weight has been pretty stagnant since I was a teenager. I then had an operation, and after the operation things just got much worse and the weight really started to pile on. So I began to get really unhappy with how I looked. Clothes weren't fitting, the scales were just going up, and I was like, I started to not care really what I looked like going out. It got to the point where it was just like, this is how it's going to be forever. So one day I was just like, this can't be what it's going to look like. I must be able to look better than this. So I had a look at what I was doing, and at the time I thought I was eating healthy. I thought I was exercising enough. I was going to the gym. I was doing charity runs and the weight was just not shifting, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what do I have to do? So I started to consider health problems. I considered if I had maybe food allergies or something that could be causing it to not be shifting the scales. And that's when I really just started to educate myself. I started to look at the content of food. We call it macros, so how many calories, the amount of protein, carbs, fat in everything you eat. And I started to log it, and it was at that point I was like, crikey, I'm completely overeating. So although I wasn't eating junk food, I wasn't eating takeaways, anything like that, I was just eating too much, particularly carbs. I had a very carb-based diet. So I switched up my diet. I started to reduce my carb intake quite drastically. I'm a vegetarian, so I increased my protein to make sure that I was keeping the muscle. And I also started to really use the gym. Before I was using it for like treadmill and little bits here and there, but then I decided to use it a lot more to build the muscle and to make my body look a lot leaner and nicer to look at. Before lockdown, I had about 15 months between the time I really started to understand how to lose weight and lockdown. And in that time, so 15 months, I managed to lose about 4 stone and 4 dress sizes as well, so it was quite significant amount of weight loss. So all of a sudden I was wearing clothes that I never thought I'd wear ever. So I used to be very, very critical of my legs, the top of my thighs and my stomach area, and all of a sudden I was able to wear short skirts, crop tops. I was going to the gym in like a little crop top. I just couldn't believe it. So I was just, it was a lot of hard work, and I'm not gonna even diminish that, you know, there was days where I cried, it was so hard, but the outcome was so worth it, absolutely so worthwhile. So for me, losing weight, it wasn't a kind of peer pressure thing, it was purely personal. So when I finally started to lose weight, I just got happier in myself. Like every time like a certain amount of weight came off, I just felt lighter and just happier, more confident. I was able to go shopping for different dress sizes. I mean, that was crazy to me. I was like, I actually bought a size 8 dress and I was like, oh my god, I can fit in it. Couldn't believe it. Absolutely blew my mind. So I started to set myself little goals here and there, weight goals and activity goals as well. And I did actually complete a half marathon. And when I finished the half marathon, I was like, I hate running. The feeling you get at the end is really worth it, but I still hate running. I hate preparing for runs like that. So I was like, I want another goal, but I want it to be something not running related. So my partner at the time was very into bodybuilding, and I've been watching him transform, going through bodybuilding shows and what it took, and I was quite inspired by that. So I thought, if I actually prepared my body so that it was in such a good shape that I could enter one of these competitions, not only would it be a weight loss goal, it would be a body toning goal, but it would also help with my self-confidence, stage presence. I mean, to walk on stage half naked in a room full of absolute strangers who are literally judging you on what your body looks like is quite a thing. So I was like, why not? Let's do it. So I set myself a goal, and I did get myself an online coach just to help me set a kind of regime for the gym and set all my macros. I started competition prep, and I got 7 weeks in. It was grueling. I mean, the diet itself was quite taxing. I was then working out twice a day, which I know was excessive, but I'd left myself quite short in terms of time to prepare. So I was doing strength training days a week, and I was eating healthily on top of that. 7 weeks into the preparation, the coronavirus hit. So the competition got cancelled, the gyms were closed down, and everything just went to pot. It was ridiculous. So my trainer suggested at that point that I increase the food I was intaking. Obviously my diet went a little bit off track. My fitness program more or less disintegrated, and as a result of that I did end up putting some weight back on. So over the course of lockdown I put on just over a stone in weight, and I thought it was a good time now to document this, because I'm now in the position where I can restart things again and drop the weight. So I'm going to be documenting future videos to show how I'm doing, and hopefully to inspire you all as well. If there's anybody watching with going through your own journey, I would love to hear from you. So if you could pop a comment below and we can hopefully go through this together, that would be really. In my experience, when I was trying to lose weight, I was trying everything. So I was barely eating some days to see if that made any difference. Turns out it does not. So make sure you eat every single meal you're supposed to and a good calorie intake. The other things that I was finding was that I was getting stagnant quite a lot, which is completely normal. It's just your body trying to adjust to what changes you've made to it. So if the scale suddenly becomes stagnant, just don't worry about it. It's absolutely normal. Your body will change eventually. If you're losing weight and that's amazing, and you've suddenly come to a stop where the scales just aren't budging at all, don't worry about it. Don't let it put you off, and you just have to be consistent with what you're doing. Stay with the diet because it was obviously working for you. Stay with the exercise. Don't let it deter you. Don't let the scales deter you in any way. Just as long as you're feeling good, your clothes are fitting better, you have more confidence, then that's all that matters. So my top tips for weight loss at the moment. First of all, you have to track what you're eating. It's very important. If you're not tracking what you're eating, or you're not being genuine with yourself and truthful about what you're consuming, nothing's going to change. I learned that the hard way. So there's plenty of apps that you can use to track what you're eating. Just make sure that you are being truthful, otherwise you're going to get bad results. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is definitely increase your activity level. If you can use a gym, gyms, they're not quite as scary as they look when you first go. There's plenty of videos. I'll do some videos in the future about what exercises you can do in the gym, and generally just get yourself up and moving. So if you go for a walk around, you know, the park, or anything just to get your body moving is definitely good for you. Tip number 3 is definitely to find out what your body likes and what it doesn't like. So in my case, my body is very carb sensitive. So now if I increase my carbs slightly, I will see it on the scale the very next day. It's just that easy. So find out if your body works the same. It might not, it might be completely different, and you might have no problem with carbs, in which case just educate yourself and see what else might be going on. Tip number 4, I would say just keep going. Like, this isn't it, you don't have to be at this weight for life. So just keep doing what you're doing. If your weight is stagnant, then switch something up. Educate yourself with regards to your diet or your lifestyle, and just have a look and see what you can change. So it doesn't have to be, you know, my clothes don't fit, I feel really self-conscious, anything like that. You can change yourself. So just be inspired by someone, watch videos, and just get yourself moving and get yourself out there. So although I did put some weight on during lockdown, I'm certainly nowhere near what I was when I first started this journey. So my goal is to get back in the gym when I can. Otherwise, I'm working out from home now with quite a good routine. I'm gonna get my diet back on track, reduce all my macros again, and then I will be competing next year. I will. So watch this space. So please like this video, and don't forget to comment below. I look forward to hearing about all of your journeys. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get future updates, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.